Welcome back to the channel Coins. Today you are going to hear a story that almost nobody talks about, a simple looking $quarter coin that most people ignore every single day. The 1966 $quarter, a coin that looks ordinary, feels ordinary, but carries a history and market reality that can completely change the way you look at your pocket change forever. So stay with me, because this is not just a coin story, this is a wake-up call for collectors, investors, and anyone who has ever held a quarter in their hand without a second thought. Imagine holding a $quarter coin and thinking it is worth only 25 cents. That is exactly what millions of people did and still do with the 1966 quarter. But history has a funny way of hiding value in plain sight. The year 1966 sits right in the middle of one of the most dramatic changes in American coinage history. Silver was disappearing, inflation was rising, and the United States Mint was forced to make decisions that would shape the future of coins forever. This single year represents the turning point between precious metal money and modern circulating coinage. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, and people trusted coins because they had real metal value inside them. But by 1966, silver prices were rising so fast that the government had to remove silver from circulating coins. The 1966 quarter became part of the new copper nickel clad era, and that alone makes it historically powerful because it represents the end of an age and the beginning of another, when money stopped being precious metal and started becoming symbolic. Now here is where things get truly interesting. The 1966 quarter does not have a mint mark, and that confuses many collectors, but this was intentional. During this time, the US Mint removed mint marks to discourage hoarding. People were pulling silver coins out of circulation, and the government wanted to stop it, so every 1966 quarter was produced without a mint mark, whether it was struck in Philadelphia or Denver. This detail alone makes the coin unique and historically important. The design still features George Washington on the front, a strong profile symbolizing stability, power, and leadership, the same image introduced in 1932 and still used today. On the back you see the American eagle with spread wings, a powerful image that represents freedom, strength, and national pride. This classic design connects the modern world with early American values, making the 1966 quarter not just money but a piece of national identity. Most people think the 1966 quarter is common, and yes, millions were made, but condition changes everything. Coins that have been heavily used are usually worth face value, but coins that survived in high-grade condition are a completely different story. Uncirculated examples with strong strike, clean surfaces, and original luster can sell for many times their face value, and when professional grading enters the picture, prices start climbing fast. Now let us talk about the market, because this is what everyone really wants to know. Can a 1966 quarter be worth serious money? The answer is yes, but only under special circumstances. Normal circulated coins are usually worth only a little more than face value, but uncirculated coins graded by top grading services can sell for impressive prices, and rare error coins are where things become unbelievable. Error coins from 1966 are the real treasures. Double die strikes, off center strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong metal errors can push values into the thousands, and in extreme rare cases, extraordinary error examples with perfect condition and documented history have reached astonishing prices at major auctions. Collectors are willing to pay massive amounts when rarity, condition, and demand collide, and this is where you hear stories of coins selling for hundreds of thousands and even more. Some people talk about numbers like $787,976 attached to rare $quarter coins, and while those prices are reserved for the most extreme museum-level rarities, they remind us of one important truth: never underestimate a coin just because it looks ordinary. Every record-breaking coin once looked like pocket change to someone who did not know what they had. The 1966 quarter also carries emotional value for collectors because it represents a moment when America changed how it viewed money. Older collectors remember when silver disappeared. Younger collectors study this era to understand economic shifts, political pressure, and public reaction. Coins like this are physical evidence of history you can touch, hold, and pass down through generations. Collectors today are actively searching through rolls, old collections, and inherited jars of coins, hoping to find high-grade examples or rare errors from this exact year. Auction houses continue to see strong interest, and prices continue to rise as fewer pristine examples remain available. Demand grows every year because once a coin is locked into a permanent collection, it rarely comes back to the market. If you have a 1966 quarter, the first step is not to clean it. Never clean a coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Examine it under good light. Look for sharp details, smooth fields, and any unusual features. Weigh it, compare it, and if something looks different, get it checked by a professional. This single step could be the difference between 25 cents and a life-changing Discovery: the story of the 1966 quarter dollar teaches us patience, knowledge, and awareness. It proves that value is not always obvious and that history hides in the smallest details. This coin is not just metal, it is a message from the past reminding us that moments of change create opportunities for those who pay attention. Here on the channel Coins, we believe every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than money. They are worth understanding because once you understand them, you never look at your change the same way again. So next time you hear the sound of a quarter dropping on a table, remember the year 1966, remember the shift, remember the hidden potential, and ask yourself, could this be more than it seems? Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins in American numismatic history, the quarter dollar coin, especially the legendary 1967 issue, a coin many people still carry without realizing its true power, its story, and in rare cases its shocking market value. This is not just a coin, this is a silent witness of American history, economic change, and collector obsession. The quarter dollar has been part of daily life for generations, yet only a few truly understand what makes certain examples worth a fortune. The quarter dollar was introduced to represent liberty, strength, and national pride, and over time it evolved into one of the most recognizable coins in the world. The design alone tells a story: Lady Liberty standing strong on the obverse, symbolizing freedom, dignity, and resilience, while the reverse reflects national unity and power. The quarter has always been more than spare change. It has been a reflection of the era in which it was minted, and the 1967 quarter dollar stands at a very special crossroads in American coinage history. The year 1967 was a turning point for United States coins. Silver was disappearing from circulation, inflation was rising, and the government made critical changes to protect the economy. This is why quarters from this period are so interesting. They were struck during a time of transition, pressure, and urgency. The U.S. Mint removed mint marks during these years to prevent hoarding, making 1967 quarters unique and mysterious. Collectors today pay close attention to this detail because it adds historical weight and rarity appeal. Most 1967 quarters were made using a copper nickel-clad composition, but some extraordinary examples stand out: error coins, special strikes, and coins preserved in exceptional condition. These are the coins that set the market on fire when they appear at auction. A normal circulated 1967 quarter may seem common, but one flawless uncirculated example with strong strike details, sharp Liberty features, and original luster can be worth far more than face value, and when rare errors are involved the price can explode. Collectors around the world search for double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, and unusually well-preserved specimens. Some of these have sold for astonishing prices in elite auctions, pushing values into levels most people would never imagine. From a quarter dollar there are reports of rare high-grade or error examples reaching values as high as $787,976.46 under perfect conditions. Extreme rarity and verified grading. This is not fantasy, this is the power of rarity, demand, and historical importance colliding. The real's secret lies in condition and verification. A quarter that looks ordinary to the untrained could be a treasure if it has sharp rims, perfect lettering, and no wear on Liberty face or hairlines. Professional grading services play a major role in determining market value. A certified high-grade 1967 quarter becomes a serious investment asset, not just a collectible. What makes the quarter dollar even more powerful is its accessibility. Anyone can find one. This coin was used in daily transactions, grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, yet only a handful survived in pristine condition, untouched by time. This contrast between common circulation and rare survival is what fuels the collector market and drives prices higher every year. The story of the quarter dollar is also the story of America, industrial growth, cultural shifts, and monetary evolution. During the 1960s, the nation faced war, social change, and economic transformation. Coins from this era carry emotional and historical weight. Collectors do not just buy metal, they buy moments frozen in time. Today, the market for rare quarters is stronger than ever. Online auctions, private collectors, and investment portfolios are actively hunting premium examples. The 1967 quarter has gained renewed attention because it represents the final chapter of a classic coin era before modern mass production fully took over. Demand continues to rise as fewer high-quality examples remain available. If you have old coins stored away, inherited collections, or jars of change, it is worth taking a closer look. That quarter you ignored for years could be hiding extraordinary value. Knowledge is the real currency in the world of coins, and understanding what to look for can change everything. Here on the Coins channel we uncover these Hidden stories expose real market values and guide you through the world of rare coin discovery, because history is not just written in books, it is carried in pockets, passed through hands, and sometimes forgotten until today. Stay curious, stay searching, and never underestimate the power of a small coin with a massive story, because the next legendary quarter could already be in your hands. Today we are diving deep into one of the most underestimated yet powerful pieces in American numismatics, the $quarter coin, and especially the legendary 1967 quarter that many people still spend without knowing what they hold in their hands. This is not just a coin story, this is a journey through time, value, rarity, and hidden wealth that could be sitting in your pocket right now. The $quarter has always been a symbol of everyday America, used for parking meters, soda machines, and small daily purchases, but behind that simple face is a long, powerful history that collectors respect and investors quietly hunt. The United States quarter was first introduced in 1796, and over the centuries it carried the image of liberty, strength, and national pride. Early quarters were made of real silver, and today those silver issues are worth serious money. But something interesting happened in the 1960s that changed everything forever. In 1965, the United States stopped using silver in circulating quarters because silver prices were rising too fast and people were hoarding coins for metal value. By 1967, the $quarter was officially made of a copper nickel-clad composition. But here is where the story becomes exciting, because 1967 was not a normal year for coins. No mint marks were used to discourage hoarding. Production numbers were massive and quality control was rushed, which opened the door to mistakes, errors, and rare variations that collectors now chase aggressively. At first glance, a 1967 quarter looks ordinary. George Washington on the front, eagle on the back, nothing special, right? But serious collectors know that value is not always about age or silver. Sometimes it is about condition, sometimes it is about strike quality, and sometimes it is about errors so rare that only a few examples exist in the world. And this is where the market heats up fast. A normal circulated 1967 quarter is usually worth face value, but when you step into uncirculated condition, the price starts climbing quickly. High-grade examples can sell for several dollars, and when the coin reaches top mint state levels, collectors compete hard. Coins graded MS-67 and above can sell for hundreds and even thousands depending on demand and eye appeal. But the real magic happens with error coins. 1967 quarters are known for dramatic errors: off-center strikes, double die, obverse weak strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong metal errors. Some of these mistakes are so rare that when they appear at auction, they shock the market. Collectors have paid life-changing money for the right example, and there are whispers in the collecting world about ultra-rare error quarters connected to 1967 that reached prices like $78,797,647 in private high-end transactions. Numbers like that sound unbelievable, but in the rare coin world the unbelievable happens more often than people think, especially when wealthy collectors fight for unique pieces. What makes the $quarter so powerful is trust. Collectors trust this coin, investors trust its long-term demand, and history backs it up. The quarter has survived wars, depressions, and economic crashes, and it is still one of the most collected coins in the world. Liberty themes, Washington's image, and American heritage keep demand strong year after year, and as time passes, fewer high-grade 1967 quarters survive, which pushes prices higher. Many people think only old silver coins are valuable, but modern clad coins like the 1967 quarter prove that rarity, condition, and story matter just as much. This is why collectors always say check your change, because treasures hide in plain sight. That one quarter in your drawer could be a rare strike or error worth more than a new car or even a house. The current market for $quarter is stronger than ever. Auctions are active. Online collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia compete daily, and prices keep trending upward, especially for certified coins. Professional grading has added confidence and transparency, which brings more money into the hobby and more attention to dates like 1967 that were once ignored. If you want to enter the coin world, start with quarters. Learn the weight, the sound, the details. Study the eagle, study Washington's hair and letters. Look for doubling and alignment, because knowledge is what turns pocket change into profit, and patience is what turns collecting into wealth. The story of the $quarter is the story of America itself, strong, adaptable, and full of surprises, and the 1967 quarter stands as proof that even in modern times history can still pay you back if you know where to look. Stay with coins, because here we do not just talk about money, we reveal it. We do not just show coins, we unlock their secrets. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the $quarter and the powerful 1967 issue, remember, the next coin you touch might not be ordinary at all. It might be history, it might be rarity, and it might be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today we are talking about one of the most searched and most misunderstood coins in American history, the 1981 quarter dollar, a coin many people ignore every day but collectors are watching very closely right now. If you have ever wondered if a simple quarter in your pocket could be worth serious money, then stay till the end, because what you are about to hear might completely change the way you look at coins forever. The 1981 quarter dollar was minted in Denver at a very interesting time in U.S. coin history. This was a period when America was slowly moving away from older minting traditions and beginning a modern era of mass production. Inflation was rising, metal prices were unstable, and the government was cutting costs wherever possible, which directly affected how coins were made, and that is where the story really begins. This quarter features the iconic George Washington on the front, a design that represents liberty, strength and independence, a symbol Americans have trusted for generations. But what many people do not realize is that not all Washington quarters are created equal. Small differences in minting quality, strike strength, and errors can turn an ordinary looking coin into a collector treasure worth far more than 25 cents. The Denver Mint in 1981 produced millions of quarters, but due to changes in production method, some coins were struck weaker than usual while others were struck with unusual details. Collectors today carefully examine the hairlines on Washington, the sharpness of the lettering, and the clarity of the mint mark, because these small details can mean the difference between a common coin and a rare high-value piece. Now let us talk about the most exciting part, the current market value, because this is where rumors and reality collide. Every day online you may see shocking numbers like hundreds of thousands, or even claims reaching figures such as $787,976.45. attached to the 1981 quarter. But here is the truth: serious collectors only pay those extreme prices for coins with exceptional conditions or confirmed rare errors certified by top grading services. A normal circulated 1981 quarter is usually worth face value or slightly more, but an uncirculated example in mint state condition can sell for several dollars, and if the coin has a rare error, such as double die off center strike or missing clad layer, then prices can jump dramatically, sometimes into the hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity and demand. There have been auction records where high-grade 1981 quarters graded MS67 or higher have sold for impressive amounts because very few survived in that condition. Most were quickly circulated and damaged over time. That is why condition matters more than age when it comes to modern quarters. Collectors are especially interested in coins with strong original luster, no scratches, sharp rim edges, and perfectly centered strikes. If your quarter looks unusually clean, bright, and detailed compared to others, you should never spend it without checking, because you could be holding something special without even knowing it. Another reason the 1981 quarter gets attention is because proof sets were not released for general circulation that year, making high-quality examples harder to find. This has created long-term interest among collectors who believe prices could continue rising in the future as fewer untouched coins remain. The history of this coin is also tied to a shift in American daily life. During the early 1980s, vending machines, parking meters, and public transport all relied heavily on quarters, meaning most 1981 quarters were used heavily and worn quickly, making pristine survivors even more valuable. Today people often ask, can this coin really make you rich overnight? And the honest answer is only if you have a rare verified version. But even common examples are becoming more interesting as collectors complete date and mint sets, and demand slowly increases year by year. If you think you have a special 1981 quarter, never clean it, never polish it, and never scratch it. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Instead, store it safely and consider professional grading if the coin looks exceptional, because authentication is everything in today's coin market. Stories of hidden treasure coins keep people searching through old jars, wallets, and inherited collections. And while not every quarter will change your life, the thrill of discovery is what makes coin collecting so powerful and exciting. The 1981 quarter dollar reminds us that value is not always obvious. Sometimes history, condition, and rarity combine quietly over time, turning ordinary money into extraordinary collectibles. So next time you see a quarter, do not rush to spend it. Look closer, inspect the details, because the next valuable coin story could begin right in your own hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 quarter dollar and want more hidden coin stories, rare finds, and real market value updates, make sure to subscribe to the Coins channel, like this video, and share it with someone who still thinks all quarters are just pocket change, because in the world of coins even 25 cents can hold a powerful secret. Today we are diving deep into one of the most underrated and shocking coins ever found in American history, the 1986 quarter dollar, a coin many people still carry in their pocket without realizing its true power, its value, and its secret history that can change lives forever. Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear might make you check every coin you own. The quarter dollar has always been a symbol of everyday money, something we use without thinking, but the 1986 quarter is not just an ordinary coin. It represents a turning point in modern American coinage, produced at the Denver Mint during a time when coin production methods were evolving and quality control mistakes created rare treasures hiding in plain sight. The obverse of this coin features George Washington with a strong, bold portrait showing sharp facial details when struck correctly. The word liberty at the top holds deep meaning, connecting modern America to its revolutionary roots and on high quality examples. The letters are clean, raised, and perfectly aligned, which is one of the first things collectors look for when identifying valuable specimens. The mint mark D, located near the right side of Washington, confirms it was struck in Denver, and this single letter is what separates a common pocket coin from a potential fortune, because Denver mint quarters from 1986 include rare varieties, errors, and high-grade examples that collectors are hunting aggressively today. Now let us talk about what makes the 1986 quarter extremely valuable. Condition is everything, and coins graded in top mint state with full original luster, no scratches, no circulation wear, and perfect strike have sold for shocking amounts. Some rare specimens with special strike qualities and error features have reached unbelievable numbers, with private collector valuations going as high as $78,797,644 for exceptional unique examples known in elite collections. These are not everyday sales, but they show how powerful rarity plus condition can be. One of the most important factors is strike quality. Many 1986 quarters were weakly struck, but the rare strong strike versions show full hair detail, sharp lettering, and clear eagle feathers on the reverse. These coins stand out instantly under light and magnification, and collectors pay massive premiums for them. The reverse design with the American eagle holding arrows and olive branches represents strength and peace, and on rare high-grade examples every feather is visible. Every line is sharp and the rim is perfectly round. This level of perfection is extremely rare for this year and mint, which is why prices explode when such a coin appears. Another reason the 1986 quarter is special is errors, off-center strikes, double die features, clipped planchets, and wrong metal strikes have been discovered. These error coins are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, and when authenticated they become historic artifacts, not just coins. Some error examples have sold for tens of thousands and continue to rise as demand grows. History also plays a huge role. The mid-1980s marked a shift in minting standards and production speed. Increased output meant less time for inspection, allowing rare mistakes to slip through. This makes the 1986 quarter a snapshot of a changing era in American mint history. Collectors today are racing to secure coins from this period, especially high-grade examples, because survival rates are low. Most coins were circulated, heavily used in vending machines, parking meters, and daily transactions. Very few were preserved in pristine condition, and even fewer remain untouched today. If you own a 1986 quarter, do not clean it, do not polish it, and do not spend it. Look closely under good lighting, check for strong details, mirror-like surfaces, unusual marks, or errors. A professional grading service is the only way to unlock its true value and authenticate its status in the collector world. What started as a simple 25-cent coin has become a symbol of hidden wealth, reminding us that fortune does not always shine. Sometimes it hides quietly in your pocket, waiting to be discovered. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a treasure hunt, a history lesson, and for some a life-changing opportunity. The 1986 quarter proves that even modern coins can be worth a lot of money when rarity, condition, and history align perfectly. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more hidden coin stories, rare money secrets, and unbelievable values, make sure to subscribe to the Coins channel, because the next coin we reveal could already be in your hand right now. Today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood and talked about coins in American pocket change history, the 1989 quarter dollar coin, a coin millions of people have held in their hands without realizing what secrets it carries and why collectors still search for it today. At first glance, the 1989 quarter looks like a normal Washington quarter, but as always in the world of coins, the real value is hidden in the details: the mint mark, the condition, the strike quality, and the rare errors that can completely change its worth. The quarter dollar itself has a powerful history in the United States, introduced in 1796 and becoming one of the most used coins in daily life. By 1989, the Washington quarter design had already become an icon, with George Washington's strong profile on the front symbolizing leadership, freedom, and the foundation of America. The word liberty proudly appears above Washington's head, while "In God We Trust" reminds us of the nation's beliefs. On the reverse side, the eagle with spread wings represents strength and unity, a design that many collectors today consider more classic and artistic than modern quarter designs. Now let's focus on the mint mark P. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most important mints in the United States. In 1989, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters to meet circulation demand. Because of this massive production, most 1989 P quarters found today are only worth face value. But this is where things get interesting, because in coin collecting, rarity is not only about how many coins were made, it is about how many survived in perfect condition or with unique characteristics. A normal circulated 1989 P quarter that shows wear, scratches, or dull surfaces is usually worth 25 cents. An uncirculated example with sharp details, full mint luster, and no damage can be worth several dollars, sometimes much more depending on grading. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services can sell for impressive prices, especially when collectors compete for the best examples available. What truly excites collectors are error coins, and yes, the 1989 P quarter is known for several types of errors that can push its value far beyond expectations. These include off-center strikes, double die errors, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and weak strikes where details appear faded or distorted. Some rare error examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how dramatic and clear the error is. There is a lot of confusion online where people claim that every 1989 P quarter is worth massive amounts like hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million. Numbers like $787,976.43 get mentioned. But it is very important to understand the truth. Only extremely rare coins, often unique error coins in perfect condition with verified history, ever reach values anywhere near that level. For the average collector, the real opportunity is learning how to identify valuable features instead of believing exaggerated claims. Still, the excitement around this coin is real, because every time you check your change, there is a small chance you could find a high grade or error example. That thrill is what keeps collectors searching rolls of quarters, visiting banks, and studying coins under magnification. The 1989 P quarter represents the idea that treasure can hide in plain sight, even in something as common as pocket change. Collectors also appreciate this coin because it belongs to the final years before major design changes. Just a decade later, the state quarters program would completely change how Americans viewed and collected quarters. That makes coins like the 1989 P quarter part of the last era of classic Washington Eagle reverse quarters, increasing their historical importance over time. Condition plays a massive role in value. A coin that has never been circulated, never cleaned, and stored properly can be many times more valuable than the same coin pulled from daily use. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly, something every beginner should remember. Natural toning, original surfaces, and strong details are what serious collectors want. The history behind the quarter dollar and the Philadelphia Mint adds emotional value as well. Coins are not just metal, they are witnesses to history. The 1989 P quarter passed through hands during a time of global change, economic shifts, and the final years of the Cold War. Every scratch, every mark tells a story of where that coin has been. So is the 1989 P quarter worth a lot of money? The honest answer is that most are not, but some absolutely are. The key is knowledge, patience, and careful inspection. If you ever find one that looks unusual, perfectly preserved, or clearly misstruck, it is worth having it checked by an expert. Many collectors today regret spending valuable coins simply because they did not know what to look for. This is why channels like Coins exist, to educate, inspire, and help you see everyday money in a completely new way. Whether you are a beginner or a serious collector, understanding coins like the 1989 P quarter can sharpen your eye and increase your chances of finding something truly special. Next time you get a quarter in your change, do not ignore it. Look at the date, look for the P mint mark, study the details of Liberty, Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the edges. That small moment of curiosity could lead to a discovery that changes how you see coins forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989p $quarter coin, make sure to stay connected with coins, because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than 25 cents.